Hmm.
But what he is very surprised by is the fact that people are celebrating that he got off.
They celebrating him. This is what this man is. I talked about his character, bro. They are celebrating, but he's still going to jail. You understand? They celebrate, yo. This, yo. I was thinking about some stuff. I said, yo, they celebrating for a psychotic narcissist, a sociopath, sex offender, abusing and degrading women, beating on them, brother, and having them appease him and his homosexual tendencies by letting random men, prostitutes, male prostitutes, brother, ejaculate their sexual juices on them so he can lick them off. Is this what's happening in the fucking hood now? Is that what's good in the hood? Tell me, is that what's happening in the streets, brother? Is that what the industry that came down to now?
That was graphic.
See, that was a lot of
That was,
yeah,
that was,
Rock, you muted. Rock, you muted.
All right, that was Gene Deal. He's a former longtime bodyguard. He was also a police as well. Basically, he's known for the podcast where he talks about a lot about Diddy and Diddy life and stuff like that. Of course, a lot of what he has said over the years has proven to be true. But I want to focus on the clip at hand. What are y'all thoughts on what he said? Do y'all think, or do you think that what he's saying about people defending Diddy is true and what it is we're defending? Give us your context and thoughts based on that clip. Who want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'm one of those people who's celebrating the fact that they not throwing the book at Diddy. Cause I think it's a shame when you being prosecuted for being a freak. You see what I'm saying? I have no problem with Diddy doing whatever the fuck Diddy did. Now putting his hands on people, that's a problem. But when have you known somebody to go to the feds for beating somebody up? That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? And he sound like that. He calling out the streets. Oh, that's what we doing in the streets. Negro, you was the police. You have no authority to speak on what the streets are. Oh, that's what we allowed in the streets. Now you ain't the streets. Leave that out your mind. And hell yeah, free Diddy, man. Bring Diddy home.
I got
I
you.
got a, I got a
Go
question.
ahead.
I got a question. How do you know exactly what the fuck they were doing, nigga? Was you in the room with them?
Come on.
Here I go.
I was reading some comments on the, and it said, nigga, how are you speaking on something? You was this man bodyguard for fucking years, and now all of a sudden, well, he didn't pay you no money. He must have fucked one of your bitches. Cause now you salty, you looking hella salty, man. Now you looking hella salty right now, my boy. Bro, this man has been talking about this man. This man then brought Mace into the shit. Him and Mace got into it. Like, man, you've been talking for years, but this is the same man that you bodyguarded and protected for years. So now all of a sudden, no, I don't need to, Nikki. But all of a sudden now it's a problem, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop talking, man. That's one of the motherfuckers that's just talking for clout. He just want to be involved in some shit because he ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Like Trust said, bitch, you ain't the streets. You a policeman. You are a certified rat. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Who listening to your clown ass, bro? I'm done.
You know what's crazy before you go, Rich? You know what's crazy? It's funny how, and ironic how, you've been going on these rants about everything you say you saw Diddy did and know he did. But you never said nothing during the whole time. You didn't try to stop nothing or nothing. Go ahead, Rich. Just mind-boggling to me. Soon as you don't want to no more, now you got everything. Go
You
ahead.
know, when you hit a home run and the same pitch come, you swing the same way. Man, fuck that nigga, man. Straight up. Just like that, man. For real. That dude down some bullshit. What he remind me of? Them people was drowning in that water, in that big ass flood, and them people filming them. That's what you are. If you watching this man do this whole ass shit and you ain't doing nothing, you down with the play. Don't cry now. Don't cry now because you're not in the game no more. But if you sat there and I could tell you everything you done wrong, and I watched it and I didn't try to prevent it, I didn't stand on no integrity, you don't have no say to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you felt that strongly, you would have left as soon as you saw what you saw. It wouldn't have took 7 incidents. Some people would take just one. So, I'm just saying, I think he just found a way to get him 5 or 10,000 to sit on the couch and talk about some shit that we can't refute because we wasn't there. And he actually did have a job with the man. So you got to give him some validity, even if it's wild and a lie. You know what I'm saying? So he just using the hustle he got. I ain't going to be mad at him, but fuck him. I don't look at him as nothing he say legit. You know what I'm saying? He don't show me he got a spine. I think he go either way that the wind blow. You know what I'm saying? That's not nobody you want to fuck with. Stand up one way. You know what I'm saying? Now,
It
P.
sound
Diddy,
like you could pay him.
yeah. Like P. Diddy, we know what he is. And people are not so much rejoicing for him, but they are glad to see when anybody of our color, our hue, beat the system. No matter what it is, we happy. It could be dead wrong. But when we beat it, we happy. And plus, everybody in the world know that man don't deserve a RICO charge or no sex trafficking charge. Now buying some dick for his woman, okay, he admitted to that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
What's
But
wrong?
that other shit, that's why we was happy. It ain't the baby. Oh, he still a nasty motherfucker to me. We still
Yeah.
gonna look at him sideways. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody gonna drink or go eat nothing at his house right now. We black. That's what we gonna do. We cool with you. We good now. We good. Everything gonna be good for a minute. He gonna have to lay that out for him if he can. But that's why we was rejoicing. It wasn't so much for the individual. It was just to
And
win.
I agree to that, Rich. That's what threw me off because I was like, what in the hell makes him think that we out here rejoicing him allegedly based off what he's saying, getting away with stuff that he supposedly did? Look, man, it ain't illegal to be the freak. And here it is, while you bragging about it, most of the stuff that you was talking about ain't illegal. Whatever he did sexually with somebody, that ain't illegal. If especially, look, the court already proved that all that stuff was consensual. Nobody during this whole case ever said that they did anything that was forced. Nobody,
Not
not
one.
one human in that courtroom the whole time said that they were forced to do nothing, including Cassie. Even on the stand, she admitted in the court that she still loved Diddy while pregnant with a third child from her husband.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Said she still loved him. And this is a classic case of how women are just not fit to be leaders in a male-dominated society. Here's why. It reminds me of Lisa Lopez. She burnt down the fucking house that was hers. It was hers and his. How you burn down your own home?
Emotions.
Happen when women get emotional. And that's exactly what she did. She tore down Puffy's kingdom that she benefited from, and it came back to bite her in the ass.
Yep.
And she's forever, her life will never be the same. Yeah, they better put on suicide watch.
She gonna enjoy that money till it run out because like they did a good job of pointing out. She said that she was doing bad. Her and him was living with the mom and all this kind of stuff. That's why she was trying to get the money, but she wouldn't put out the book. They did a good job.
She
Cassie,
never gonna,
Cassie was what she was, man. Y'all, hey.
she
But the
never gonna do that.
only thing they did say was after some of the times they done it, they felt bad after they done it. They didn't feel as You know, both of them said that, you know, a couple of times after they did
I
it, they
felt
felt
bad
bad.
too after doing some
You
freaky
know,
shit.
yeah, you know. And I really think they got mad because they saw him with a younger, hotter young girl in that young Miami, and he was balling out on her, and they were like, "Fuck that! I done got
Can we
cummed on too much for this shit.
can we
I
say
need mine."
can we say that this nigga sound jealous because he wasn't in the room with him doing it?
Yeah, I can say that. I can
Bro, you
say that.
sound like a hater, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just be honest with you. You sound like a hater.
yeah, you
But
do.
A real live hater. It sounded like he was mad because he wasn't P. Diddy, period. He wasn't that dude.
mm-hmm.
That's what it sounded like. But hey, to each his own, man. Anybody want to speak on this before we go to the next topic? All right, cool.
Quality got something to say. I see them gold teeth.
Well, you gotta be able to hold your peace.
All right. Here we go. I already see where the rest of the panel going, so I already know how this is going to go for me. But let me say it this way. I've heard tons and tons and tons of stories about the man. Yes, what was proven in court was proven in court. We all know. But the things I heard about this man, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those that like to. I ain't gonna never have the exact proof of what really happened. I wasn't there, so I ain't gonna never sit here and say nothing like that. But I do believe our society, and not just black people, everybody, we have the ability to put people with money on a pedestal. And when we do that, we damn near putting them to where they're invincible. They can't be touched. And pretty much is what Mr. Gene was saying, in my opinion, about this situation. Now, some of the things y'all are saying, I get it. I understand why you're saying it, but I believe he getting away with some shit here, man. That's just my opinion. He getting away with some shit, and yeah, you know, I guess because he did it, we gonna put him on the pedestal.
But that's a dangerous perception to take right there. Like, it sounds
For
intelligent.
real.
It's like it can apply to something, and that's the way we could see it. But when you really look at the details of this particular case, it's like these charges were just over. They were too much for what it was going on, and then for what the reason why everybody feels the way they feel about him, because the thing we saw in the video, that's something that should have been brought up then. But why didn't that girl go file charges? Why didn't somebody file charges? That's
It's
all they
about
had to do.
money.
That's all they had to do. And so that's what makes all of that what you're saying kind of dangerous to use that, because we as a black culture, we have used that perception a lot. Like, we put somebody on a pedestal because they're a celebrity. And it's like, we looking at it because of celebrity, because that's why it's sensational. That's just why we're looking at it, because we can see this. But at the same time, we still got to see the case for what it is. It's like, this dude had a devious lifestyle, or how he did his sexual lifestyle, but that would be persecuting every single alphabet LGBTQ situation if we're sitting here going to be openly like, oh, he did that, and he likes this fluid on him. And I mean, that, that
Okay, all right.
that's
So
what
look,
he does. That's what he does.
I think the
okay,
trend stupid.
But he shouldn't go to jail with liquids on him. He shouldn't go to jail for that.
okay. Look at how we say he like liquids on him. Okay, that's we don't know. We wasn't there, man. How can we say
They
that?
said he said it.
Regardless of what. Okay. This is my point right here.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
on
uh,
public
the,
record. He said it.
the
He
people.
said it. The sex beastmaster guy said it. All of that. So it's not my words, man.
I got you. The people that tried him, they did a bad job. So we not gonna, yeah, he got away. He did it. Hey, kudos. His team did a great job. But
Every case we deal with, and we get out of there clean, we got away with something, because a lot of us, we do drink and drive, but we didn't get a ticket for drink and driving. We got a ticket for speeding.
that's
And
great.
I got off of that speeding ticket, and I go home. But I still was a little tipsy when I was driving and got that ticket. But he just gave me a speeding ticket. You see what I'm saying? So we got to look at that. Like,
Am I still a DUI person just because I didn't get convicted DUI? I didn't get charged DUI. I got charged for speeding.
All right. All right. So to address it though, the speeding ticket. Okay, that's kind of minor in a way. What I mean by that is this. Yeah, you didn't get the DUI because you made it home. Let's say you actually hit somebody and you killed somebody, but you was a little tipsy and the cop didn't. See, all of a sudden now the parameters change at that point because of the what really happened.
Equality. Nobody died during the orgy, sir.
Okay, he used the analogy of the DUI. So I'm using the same analogy that he is using. It's the same analogy.
Okay, but let's say that then. Those ones
you don't have to use an extreme to prove your point.
Those ones
was the analogy.
Those ones that I may have accidentally hit or I killed somebody, whatever. Those 7 girlfriends that he had that didn't come forward, that didn't complain, that have no problems, that have no sex. What do we say about that? We're just hearing about Cassie and the Jane Doe chick, but we're not hearing about the other 7 girls that this billionaire has. Like a billionaire has 12 girls. I mean, I know broke niggas that got 24 girls. Broke niggas. So he's a billionaire 2 times over.
I can't help but laugh.
What? I'm okay. So I guess the billionaire status just says that he got the status to do what he do. Man, awesome. That's amazing. Great job for him. But on the same token, man, that does not neglect the fact that if you've done things wrong, you're wrong. Now, I'm telling y'all, it's my opinion. It ain't, y'all ain't got to agree. I get it, but it's my opinion.
What do you feel like he did wrong?
I think he did a lot of things wrong. Like y'all want to say, he like to lick his juices or whatever. Okay, that's something that none of us was there for. So none of us know he actually did that, other than what the people say.
Is that wrong though?
But
everybody ain't lying, Quality. Everybody ain't lying.
You're right. Everybody ain't lying, and neither is the victims that have been victimized by this man. Everybody ain't lying.
But what did he victimize them by calling a prostitute over?
The victims are the people that some of the victims cannot. It's so easy for us to put in this situation to I would do this or I would do that or I would be this way. But when you're in that situation, you dealing with what my man King just said, $1 billion dude. You ain't got the resources to fight like he can fight. You don't have those things. You're a regular person.
Exactly. You have the resources to do what a regular person do. Get your ass up, walk out the door, call 911, go to an apartment with that other $100,000 you have, and go start your own career with another producer somewhere else.
Quality just letting us know if you ever in the strip club with him, don't buy him no lap dance because he gonna play victim.
Damn.
He gonna play victim
my boy
on your
Quality
ass.
ain't gonna do that.
Quality not participating in anything that's gonna make him even in the way involved in anything like that. See, you gotta understand. I'm a person that's gonna react before I'm even able to get there. So I ain't even getting involved in all that.
See?
No, I feel Quality. Like, we just got. I just want to know like what he.
And I'm gonna address you. Something you said. You said that his team did a good job. If in hindsight, y'all, in hindsight, his lawyers didn't even do nothing. They just let them people talk and said, okay. And that's all. I mean, they didn't put no witness. They didn't do too much, nothing. I mean, didn't put him on the stand. And when they closed, that was it. Whoever y'all brought, they just questioned. So that was a hell of a tactic.
That the other team didn't do that good.
Now, what Diddy did?
They didn't have no evidence.
Listen, what Diddy team did good was they cross-examined the shit out of whoever they put on that stand, man. And they made it like they made it like he was hosing they shit to where they really can really prosecute him. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't hard when the women get up there and say, we still love him.
Yeah, the
We
text
was mad.
messages blew it up, man.
And after I
Context.
whooped your ass and left you and you got married, you called me and said, I miss our freak house. I wish I could please you. You can't run from that. That's you. I don't have a gun on your head. I ain't telling
Quality.
you to do this.
Hey,
He
quality.
telling her to leave me alone. He saying, hey, go on, be happy. He telling her. And then, 50 Cent, baby mama, shit, I'm glad you in our life taking care of my kid. So, hey,
Quality. Yo, quality. I know Rocka know about this. There's things when you're around celebrityism stuff that the little circle clique of people, there's always one or two of them in the group of 30. There's always one or two. One of them, they assume the entire entity of the person that they're following. They whenever that person's not around, like they can go to the bathroom. And if they're in the room with other people, they will act as if they are that celebrity person. And when we heard that phone call, the way she was threatening, it was like she was like trying to become Diddy. Like she assumed that entity. So it's like morally, yeah, something. This dude is some kind of god demon, demonic sex demon, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I can dig that, but we don't have that kind of stuff in the courts charges type of thing. The moral charges, things of that sort. We don't have that, and if we turn it into that, then how do we get away from the idea of why we cheered on why O.J. Simpson tried, why he won? How do we get away from that whole idea of do we become the white people where we wrong, but we could cheer, we still cheer it on, or we still want some kind of justice in a one-sided way? You know what I'm saying? Like, we really got to look at it, and I don't think the charges that he got stuck on him was the right ones to charge. And I think the people who were victims in it, they waited too long. And then if the psychologists are going to say, hey, this is normally what happens, it takes a long time for them to come out, then we need to talk to y'all need to get with the lawyers and say, hey, let's extend these parameters, just like you do with murder. You could be 99 and we still coming to get you if we found out it was you. You're gonna do that 1 year in jail until you die 100 years old. Maybe we should do that with some of these violent, crimes. And I think a lot of the sex crimes are super violent crimes, so they should be in that category of let's extend it. And maybe some domestic violence that you see that's super battered the way we saw, maybe that kind of stuff should be extended. But that still go with the law and people voting and Congress, all that jazz. So that's way above my head. You know what I mean?
You said something that was interesting that I caught up on. You said the real victims. So we do feel like there are victims.
No.
What you really feel? There are real victims.
Okay,
I assume that I assume because of the lifestyle and what I've read about and what I've seen in certain movies or whatever, that there's got to be some kind of failure or fodder or something, a sexual harassment case in there if you got that type of lifestyle. If you're doing if you're willing to do those type of things, you have ran into some people that are probably way aggressive and done something. And that could have been Diddy. That could have been Cassie. That could have been whoever.
I'm gonna give you some pushback, King, on that, but I understand your intent. I get it. You ain't said nothing wrong. I totally agree with you. But there are, when it comes to being a freak, some people just got it in them. I think you could come from a very successful stand-up household and still be that particular kid that be like, I'm a freak.
I believe that too.
You know what I mean? I want to play around. I want to experience. I think we tend to forget that there's another sexual demographic out there. You have heterosexuals, you have bisexuals, you have lesbians, gays, transgenders, but we forget about that other large community out there called trisexual. Some people just try any goddamn thing.
Just try everything. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Just for the sake of trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, to add the kind of response that what Quality said was talking about, here's the problem I have with a lot of these new laws that they are saying is to fight real sex crimes. The problem is that they're not really using some of the laws that they are saying they're using to protect victims from sex crimes. It's not really protecting them. To me, they seem to be creating them just to lock more niggas up. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so think about this. It is basically now a sex crime if you meet a chick on a dating app, you from Florida, she from Colorado, y'all catch a vibe. You say y'all both feeling each other, y'all down to do the do. You offer to pay for the ticket because you a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come have fun and we gonna knock it down. We gonna go down. And she come down here and y'all do the do. You committed a fucking crime.
I got a couple of quick responses.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? I got a major question for that. How in the fuck somebody gonna know I flew a bitch out? How? That's what I'm just saying.
Because
if she get mad.
If she get mad.
That's the bullshit right there.
That's what I'm saying. But the law gives them the power. You got to remember this, Rich. They found them. Think about this. Slavery didn't stop us. Jim Crow didn't stop us. What else? The 60s, the voting, none of this stopped us. Think about this. Everything that these folks put on us to keep us down did nothing work until one day they thought of put the black woman against the nigga.
That was the best.
It's working. And this just adds another layer to our own woman being able to subject us to their matriarch, keep us under them by having that leverage to be able to tear us down whenever they want. Be it divorce or accusing you of some shit they didn't do or using the kids against you.
That's a tactic. But that's you gotta, you know, Rock, it's just crazy right now because oh man, I don't know, man. I'm on the other side of it. I'm on the other side of this.
It's rough.
How about this? King also said something else. I never got a chance to finish my point, y'all. But King also said we addressed the fact that we do feel like there are some victims, regardless
we know there are victims.
Okay, we got it. We know there are victims. Okay, cool. Now, of course, y'all gonna try to say I'm moving the goalposts here, but when a person is convicted of a murder crime for something, and we say that person had demonic, demon type, whatever, how you want to, demonic, whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's still a crime because of what the person did. And I think that's my point that I'm trying to make right there. Even though we were not able to prove that Diddy did any of the things that he did. So that's great for him. Excellent, man. The man from the walk, hey, more power to him. But you did say that, he might have some type of demonic thoughts or whatever with his sexualities and all that.
I said that.
No, King said it, Rock. Calm down. King said it. I'm addressing what King said. So when he said that, King, I feel like this, man. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. Hey, he got away, so there's nothing I can do or anyone else can do. We can celebrate it. We can do whatever we want to do. But those little thoughts that you're talking about, to me, we can convict a murderess for something like that, for thinking that murderess had those same thoughts. It was demonic at the time.
Yeah, but we can't convict the murderer because we think that they're demonic. That's not why we convict the murderer. We convict the murderer because they actually killed the motherfucker.
Exactly.
In real life.
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you.
But after
you are nasty as how much money you have.
Okay. We'll have to wrap this up soon. So we get on
you're
good. I landed mine. I'm done.
Yeah, you nasty as how much money you have. You don't know how nasty you are till you get a certain amount of money. Because every time you get there and you get a little more money, you get a little more nasty. That's what happened with P. Diddy. He kept going. See,
I'm gonna say because he been nasty.
yeah,
Who you are broke is
because
who you
I'm
are
gonna
with
say
money. It
this.
just shows
You
what
know,
you
let me show you the flip side of this. A
But we gotta
psychopath
wrap this
brain.
up. We gotta
I'm
wrap
gonna
this
wrap
up.
it up right quick.
Okay.
Look at this. This is a flip side. Everybody saying P. Diddy nasty, but if you go watch porn, it's a nigga fucking a bitch. And you'll watch that and get off. He just brought it to him to where he ain't gotta watch it. And he know the players
real
that's
life.
really fucking. I'm just saying. I'm just listen, my brain's stupid and I think like that, but I'm just saying, how about that? Because when you go to porn, it's a nigga fucking the bitch 9 out of 10. Unless
You
you
ain't
on some
never
other
stupid either.
kind.
Your brain ain't never stupid.
But I'm just saying, he just probably like it.
That's
You know,
facts.
he don't like movies. He like the real play. You know, he want
Yeah,
Tyler
we
Perry.
ain't
He
calling
want
the
it
porn
right there.
stars about it.
So I'm just saying, because
He's
that's a crazy
desensitized.
way to look at it while they roasting it. Because
Yeah.
every nigga gonna look at that old porn nigga putting that old meat on you like, damn. You know, you try to get yours, you see that. So P. Diddy ain't no now the calm shit, we stop right
Now,
there.
we
We
ain't playing.
fascinate.
We ain't playing.
That's it. I'm gone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
That's all.
hey,
I'm
that's
out
a
your
good
way.
goddamn topic. Hey, you said that. Don't
Yeah,
nobody,
he made the
you
point.
ain't talking about lock up the porn stars.
See?
All right, we're gonna go to the next subject, y'all. Good shit, good shit.